Welcome to Lore and Lunchbox. The video game of this week is World of Warcraft. Today I cooked Murloc bisque. Obviously it's not made out of Murloc, it's made out of lobster. I'm the host, Tavita, and this is my wife,
Lex.
And she's going to be trying my Murloc bisque. We'll see how she likes it. I doubt she will. She doesn't really like seafood. I love seafood. But because she doesn't like it, I don't really cook it in the house. So I feel like it's not my strongest meal. The reason why we chose World of Warcraft and Murloc bisque is just because Murloc is one of the most prominent creatures that a lot of World of Warcraft players would probably know.
There's just nostalgia
Yeah.
around Murlocs.
The only quest that I actually remember is killing Murlocs and then taking their fins for quests.
And then their silly noise they make.
Yeah. Let's try the lobster bisque, Murloc bisque. She's going to give me an honest review.
Do you want the honest review to start now? My stomach's been hurting since the moment I started smelling this
Okay,
seafood.
just to preface this, she doesn't like seafood. I cook semi-regularly, so it could be just one-time shitty meal or just the fact that she doesn't like seafood. Take it with a grain of salt.
I'm already sick.
Yeah?
I'm so scared. I've been so nervous. I'm like, I don't want to try this. And then when I walked in the room and I saw the lobsters sitting on the counter, I was like, those are disgusting creatures, and I want nothing to do with it.
So I was trying to give her the strongest start for trying it, and I kept her out of the kitchen when I was prepping the lobster. It was my first time ever prepping a lobster, and holy shit, it was such a bitch.
You mean
and
Murloc?
It was just, yeah, Murloc. But yeah, I tried to keep her from seeing that because I knew that was just gonna gross her out even more.
No,
but
I saw it and I'm just horrified. And my Murloc bisque here, there's like mostly broth and then one piece of meat. Did you?
That was by design. That was the part that was gonna gross you out the most, is the actual lobster itself.
I don't know if I can eat it.
Try this. This is the podcast. You have to try a bite. Stop saying it like it's the most shittiest thing ever. Tell them you like my. Maybe I shouldn't tell you that because then it sounds like you're hostage. You like my cooking, correct?
Love your cooking.
See?
When it's yummy food.
So she just hates seafood. You gotta try one.
I'm so nervous.
Here, I'll try one bite with you too.
What's the thing that you use when you like?
Huh?
You know, like when I make like a baked potato soup and I use that thing that like.
Oh yeah, so I used an emulsifier.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Did you use that? And is there lobster in the broth that I'm gonna like?
No.
Okay.
Well.
But there's vegetables.
Vegetables
are okay.
So I'll just give a brief breakdown of how it was cooked.
Okay, I changed my mind. Let me try it first, and then you can tell me.
Try it first because I don't want to gross it out for you. So if you guys don't know what a lobster bisque, it's just like a thicker-ish kind of soup, and then it just has pieces of lobster in it.
Murloc.
Okay, did you try a bite?
Scared.
You have to. This is the podcast. They can't listen.
But we couldn't have started with the worst meal.
It was your idea. You said Murloc.
I said Murloc bisque.
And
then you found lobster, and my life just went to hell.
The only meal that I can think that is even remotely close to a Murloc is like a lobster bisque. Unless you wanted me to do like fried fish, which I feel like would have been way worse for you.
You could have chopped up fish sticks and put them in.
Ew, I hate fish sticks. That's like one of the few
the only thing I could tolerate, that and tuna.
Really? Fish sticks is like the one seafood kind of thing I despise.
The reason I can probably tolerate it is because I can just dump a bunch of lemon juice on it.
Yeah.
And then it's like slightly just like fried
I feel like you're
food.
stalling right now just
no,
so you don't.
Not.
Yeah, let's try 3,
oh, God.
2, 1. What do you think? Be honest.
Not as terrible as I was expecting.
That's good. Since you've tried it, I want to say this.
Too salty.
I fucked it up. I did too much salt.
Maybe that's why it's tolerable. So it's like,
and I don't know why. Sorry, I might tune in the mic. Let me finish this bite and then I can.
There's chicken stock in it, huh?
Yes, there's chicken bouillon. That's part of the. That's part of the. What is it called? Like the base.
Okay.
You know when you're making soups and stuff?
Yeah, that's the flavor I get is that chicken bouillon. Like it's the kind my grandma used to just dump a ton into in her, the Lipton soup. My grandma would make that and she'd put shell noodles in it and then a whole bunch of the bouillon. And for some reason, my grandma's weird and she called it shit soup.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of what it tasted like for a minute there.
So thanks for calling my lobster bisque shit soup.
Blame grandma.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like saltier than I would have liked it. And I don't know why that happened. I think it's because you have to reduce the sauce like 2 times. You have to create a lobster stock. And by creating that, you have to boil the lobster shell with reducing the sauce and just not expecting the lobster shell to just be so prominent. It made it so salty. And I'm going to be honest, it was so inedible when it was done. And the only way I could fix it is by adding water.
Okay, I see. So that's why it's not as thick as you
That's
want.
why if I could give my own critiques, way too salty, not add salt until like the very end of it. So that's my suggestion. And because I had to reduce it with water, it's not as thick in consistency that I would have liked. Did you try at least a piece of lobster?
I can't do that.
Just one?
I can't. Seafood is gross.
I know.
You just took a bite of it. How does it taste like the meat?
Tastes good. Just tastes like lobster to me.
Because I think we should put the disclaimer out there that we're not near an ocean.
Yeah.
So this was bought from the Walmart frozen section.
Sam something. What was it called? The brand?
Yeah, it's like a Walmart brand.
It's a Walmart
Sam's
brand.
Choice,
You'll know.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's Sam's Choice. So another suggestion I would have is getting fresh lobster or higher quality lobster, especially if you live near the ocean. You're gonna try another bite or
no?
Try one more. Because how do you know it's actually fine?
The broth tastes way better than I expected.
Yeah.
But I kind of think it's because of you all were salting it that I'm like, oh, we kind of covered that flavor of seafood that I hate. There's vegetables in the broth too, right?
Yeah, there is. One sec, I'm finishing another bite. I know a lot of you are probably going to be like super disgusted with chewing into the mic, so as best as I can, I'll try to not chew into the mic. There is veggies in it. That's part of the bisque. It's celery, onion, and carrot, and then fresh thyme. I was seeing some places that some people do like tarragon. You know what that is?
Yes.
You do?
Because it was in an episode of Hannah Montana.
Okay, that means nothing.
Tarragon.
Okay, is that the extent of your knowledge about tarragon?
I think they put it in a chili recipe.
Okay, so basically the same as me. Thanks for nothing. For the episodes, we'll be trying to put it on many platforms as possible, probably Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. We might do more than that, but for now, we're just going to do those. We just barely created social medias. If you guys want to go check those out, maybe give suggestions, or you want to kind of know hints, I guess, on the next episode, our username is Lore A&D Lunchbox. You can find us on like Instagram, X, Tumblr.
Yeah. We should share the reasoning for our name, Lore and Lunchbox. They don't really know the format we're going to be doing.
We've sort of developed like a love for cooking.
You developed a love for cooking.
Okay, well, I guess more so me, but that doesn't mean she's not bad or not good at cooking. She's really good at cooking.
I made a meal yesterday and I didn't measure any of the seasonings and it was delicious.
She just doesn't enjoy it. Let's put it that way.
To me. But eating it is the best part. I love eating.
I would hope so. I mean, then that defeats the purpose of cooking it. We're both like kind of nerds, but in our own different kind of ways. My wife likes shitty books. What? Tell them the kind of books you like.
I like all sorts of books. And I was looking at my bookshelf today.
Yeah.
I have mostly fantasy books.
Okay, you like Twilight? Tell them.
I liked Twilight.
No, tell them how much you like Twilight.
I have a shirt that says as if you could outrun me.
Yeah, okay. So shitty books.
As if you could outrun me.
Yeah. So she likes books.
You can't just say Twilight. That's such a horrible.
Okay, name another one then.
Okay.
But they're all going to be rom-com books, right?
I am currently reading A Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh.
Is that rom-com?
I mean, yeah, just like in between siblings, no?
Gross.
Is it? Am I wrong? Is that not the Game of Thrones book or whatever?
Oh, Jamie and...
Yeah.
Cersei. I was like, there's no siblings.
Yes, there is. God, are you even reading your own book? She likes books. We both like shows and movies. And I think it'll be interesting because our taste in shows and movies is sort of different. So we'll be able to get like all kinds of stuff.
Incoming Bridgerton.
Oh, yeah. So we'll probably do a week on Bridgerton. I'll be so out of the loop on that, but I'll try my best to understand and listen. And
the only thing he knows about Bridgerton is sex because he looks up every time there's a sex scene.
Or you just always have smut on the TV, and I like making you uncomfortable. She does books. I do video games. We both do shows and movies. So basically, the format will be the first week we will do video games.
First week of the month will be a video game related.
Yes.
And World of Warcraft was a good place to start because I introduced him to it, and it's the only video game I play.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the only one that we've consistently played together for like the longest time, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so she's more of like an OG player on World of Warcraft. I'm more of retail. By the time we started playing together, it was on retail, but then we kind of stopped because a bunch of expansions came out. But now
I
we're
like the newest expansions.
Yeah, I mean, I like retail. She doesn't like it.
I want Wrath of the Lich King days.
I guess I have not played the game much. Is that expansion?
Yeah, the third one.
Okay, that means nothing to me. I do play the game. I'm just a new player, and I only play retail really. But we're on Cataclysm right now. That's why we started with World of Warcraft, because it's something we both play. Second back on track. Second week is shows and movies. It'll be kind of nice because it's in the middle of the month, and we both can contribute, an idea for show or movie. And then the third week will be
books.
Right.
Which I'm really excited about.
And that's where you'll come in because I don't know how to read.
Am I allowed to say what book the first one's going to be based off of?
What?
Like our first time we do a book.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Fourth Wing, which is really, really popular right now, like extremely popular. But I'm enjoying the book.
Okay.
I'm almost done with the second book. The third one came out yesterday.
The book will basically be for the third week, and then for fourth weeks in the month, we'll do whatever has the most suggestions from you guys or trending. I'm going to try a little bit more of the bisque because we've just been talking, not really talking about the bisque. Okay. So I'm going to try a couple more bites.
I could try one more bite of the broth, but you'll never convince me to eat the meat.
That's fine. Even just the broth, I think, is a win for you.
It definitely has like a seafood undertone in it, which just makes my stomach feel so upset. If
you're actually good at cooking, a recipe like this is really not supposed to take as long as it took me.
You were cooking for so long.
I know. It's not even I was cooking. It was my first time ever taking apart a lobster. Holy shit, it's so annoying. Because you have to take apart the claws, and then the knuckles, and then the legs, and blah, 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 blah. If you're into seafood and a bisque, this is not a horrible choice to go for.
I looked up Murloc today. They're not like lobsters. If you look at them, they're pretty different. But Wowpedia says Murlocs are a biped amphibious humanoid race mostly residing along coastlines, lake shores, and riverbeds. Or eating amphibious humanoids.
Great. I'm really glad you pulled that kind of information. We will be putting up images of the meal like on Instagram or other social medias.
So you know what we're talking about?
Yeah. So, I guess so you can actually see for yourself if you think it's worth cooking or not instead of just going by our word.
You can look at it and be like, wow, that looks like shit.
Sure. Hopefully not. That's what you Hopefully not. That's what you default to, but
it looks really pretty today. Your bowl looked pretty with like the little white spots and then the thyme on the side and the little Murlocs pieces. Yeah. It looked good, but
I tried to garnish with lobster in a way that would look like the Murloc spikes. Do you want to talk a little bit of World of Warcraft? Right now we're on Cataclysm. And it's just me and her playing pretty much, and her dad. We're playing, PvP stuff?
Yeah, we like doing PvP. We've been doing Battlegrounds. Waiting for you to get better gear so you can do arenas.
Right. With us. For those of you guys who don't know what World of Warcraft is, which the only way you wouldn't is if you don't play games at all. It's an MMO, and one of the biggest MMOs. top 5 known ones, that's probably top 5. It's been around for how long? Like 20-ish years, coming up to 20. It's
I
been
don't
around
remember.
forever.
A long time. I played it when I was a kid.
Right. How would you describe World of Warcraft?
Kill things and people.
You gotta do better than that. That is, you named like every.
Okay, so you're leveling up to get to max level.
Still general.
As you're doing that, you're completing quests.
Still general.
And killing things while you kill quests.
Jesus Christ.
Or do quests.
I should have.
Sometimes the quests are really stupid. It's like, go gather these things.
That's every game.
Go talk to this person. And it's stupid. I just want to kill things. But the best part is just killing other people you see in the world. And you just like gloat as you kill them.
PvP.
PvP.
Yeah, so you can come
but
across.
As you're leveling in the world, it's fun that way. And then camping people. I'm kind of an ass.
Yeah, you bully lower level players.
Or the same level if I'm better than them. If I'm not better, then I just conveniently disappear.
Okay, so conditional bullying. Okay.
Isn't that how it works, though?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not fun to just get shit on over and over. And I know that fully well because when you start on WoW, PvE is sort of fine. PvE is player versus environment, maybe? I don't know. Google it. But you're just going against the computer, so that shit's easy. But when you're doing PvP, that's when you start to get murked. Because then you're playing against the sweats who've been playing this game for who knows how long. And they already got all the decked out gear. But then when you're just starting, your gear is like super shit. So for the first couple times I was playing with Lex, I was just dying like immediately.
Are you talking about like recently when you first started playing Cataclysm with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a battleground. And I had better gear, and I knew the objective, but he didn't really know these battlegrounds, and he was just getting camped. Hindsight, I should have helped you a little more.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
But in my brain, I was like, strategically thinking you getting camped is really helping us because they're not doing the objective, and I can go do the objective and win this battleground.
In one of the battlegrounds, I was just stuck in spawn with this fucking rogue. Who just kept.
Rogues are the worst.
I would spawn. And the rogue would kill me. I would spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die. But at least there's like an annoying rogue that no one likes, just like wasting his time on a new player.
Yeah, you helped us.
So,
you had a role to play.
That was another pain point with PvP. WoW is like learning the objectives. I feel like mechanically on some of the modes, I was there, like up there in skill, but I didn't know what to do. So I was just like sort of wandering aimlessly. The randos, like any game, are gonna talk shit.
Yeah, there's always people talking shit. I was in a battleground last night, and it's a Wrathy Basin, if anybody knows what it is. And it's got like these different places that you have to go capture. But there's a total of 5, so really you want to hold 3 to win. And people in my group just kept abandoning them. Like they'd cap it and then leave and ghost it. And so then there was no one there to guard it, so then the horde would come in and just cap it. And there was this guy in the chat who just kept saying, this one's ghosted now. But he wasn't going there, and I was getting so annoyed. I was like, why are you saying it? You go guard it.
He's
then.
like calling the objective, but not actually doing anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's every person that you're not actually queuing with on any game. They're always so intolerable and incompetent.
Like, he understood the objective. He just didn't do it himself. He expected everyone else to do it.
What reason should we give them to, I guess, maybe check out WoW? What would be things that would interest them? If you like MMOs like RuneScape, odds are you might like WoW. Give it a try. Just keep in mind with a lot of MMOs, you have to do subscription.
Yeah,
so
it's pricey.
If you don't got a little bit of scratch, you might not be able to play WoW. It's sort of pay to win in some ways because you can buy max character thingy.
Oh, yeah, you can buy close to max level, like 5 levels away. But that's at least with Cataclysm. I don't know about retail.
No, it was with retail. Remember, I think it was because
Cataclysm. I'm sure it's both. It's both. Yeah. But you did it with Cataclysm.
But what about the backstory behind World of Warcraft? You would know that. I don't know any of the backstory. I just click abilities and use them, but I don't actually read any of it.
Like
is it good?
Quests, like what?
No, I mean like the background behind characters, just the world design.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You don't know? Oh, okay. But is it good from when you were paying attention to it?
There were some quests that like gave you the background of the lore of World of Warcraft that was interesting. Do I remember it now? No, because now I just want to get out in PvP. And it was years ago.
Shit. So maybe, okay, I guess maybe you're probably not going to go there for the story. But if you want a fun game to just kind of do dungeons,
most people prefer like raids.
Yeah, that's
PvP.
what I was gonna say.
I like PvP. I feel like everyone's doing raids, and I find it annoying.
Oh, okay. So basically, we have to explain to them because not everyone's gonna be playing WoW, so they don't. The raids are just like you go through dungeon and you fight a bunch of bosses with other players for raids. And then dungeon is just like the smaller version of that with
the smaller
4
group.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's if you don't want to play against real players and like deal with people being like ultra tryhards. But if you do want to do that stuff, do battlegrounds and arenas, and then get your gear up.
Personally, I think battlegrounds are more fun than arenas. Arenas get you better gear.
Yeah.
But there's no like objective or strategy besides just like go up against this other team and kill them.
Yeah, I mean,
like the strategy with it too.
In our own experience, like the last arena that we did.
That one was a joke, though.
Tell him how it went, though. You have to.
So he was just barely level 80, no PvP gear at all. But my dad and I had some gear. We were decent, and I was just like, hey, let's just do it just because to see what happens. And we jumped into the battleground or into the arena. And my dad and I are both damaged, and Vita is a healer. And so he's going to be the first one targeted, and he died within about 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was fucking
so
bullshit.
Humorous.
I mean, there was no counterplay there. I was just, we're playing, and then I'm dead. I couldn't even pop like health pod, defensive ability, CC. I'm just dead.
Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. I knew we were going to lose. But I didn't anticipate you dying within about 10 seconds. It was really funny.
And so that'll give you a little bit of idea of how arenas might go for you, especially when you're new. But battlegrounds, we win like coin flip? 50-50? What?
With you.
Oh, how does it go when it's just you and your dad?
We're winning more, but I don't think it's you. I think it's just how it's happening.
It's okay.
You're one player. You wouldn't make us lose.
I'm the goddamn best. Tell them who's at the top of healing usually when it's the leaderboard.
You.
Do you think that has anything to do with your win rate, or?
We keep getting bad groups when we're with you because last night we won. I think we won all of them.
Okay, that's not bad.
And you were on, or maybe we lost one.
Okay. Maybe I'll.
But we're just getting bad groups with you. I swear, it's not.
Sure.
You're the worst.
Just so you guys know, statistically, I'm hitting like top of the leaderboard on healing, and we were winning a lot of those ones.
You do really good with healing. Like when one's like a Wrathy Basin, I think you do a really good job. I say you need to stay in guard, but as a healer, I think the best objective for you is to be moving around and keeping people alive who are guarding.
Yeah. So
that's what helps you bring that stat up too, is that you're moving to wherever the fight is.
For sure, because I feel like I'll see sometimes healers will just sit there doing fuck all, not even healing people.
They're trying to guard, but they're not the person who should be doing.
Sometimes it's like, why are you even guarding if there's no people around you to heal? That's kind of your role. If you're not healing, what are we doing? You know?
Yeah, as DPS, I guard, but I feel like that's a good place for me to be. But it'll sometimes bring my stats, my damage down.
Yeah.
Like I look lower, but I'm like, I was following an objective and I protected the space.
Tell them the classes we run.
I do Shadow Priest. That's been my thing forever. Yeah, it's damage.
What's your subclass?
Although, I didn't start as a priest. Did you know that when I was a kid when I first played? I began as a warlock.
Really?
Because my dad was a warlock and I copied him. Little 10-year-old me was like, yeah, I want to do that one too.
Yeah. And was it good or?
It was okay. I think I liked it. The only reason I ended up doing priest was because my brother played at the time too, and he was a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
So warrior or warlock. And I was like, oh, we need a healer. And so I became a healer and I was a priest. And I hated healing. So I just became a shadow priest instead and started doing damage.
Oh, shadow priest is a subclass.
Yeah, so priest is
the main thing. Oh,
and then the specialization is shadow. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and then but now you're just like a damage dealer whenever we play WoW, correct?
Yeah, I never do healing. I don't like it.
Oh, I love it.
I get anxiety about people just like bitching at me for not healing them or not being good enough.
That does happen with me, but when my stats say otherwise, I'm not even tripping. At the end of the day, I'm playing objective. If I'm not like crazy low on the leaderboard, then I feel like I did my job, so I don't care if they're going to complain. Sometimes there was literally nothing you could do about it. Like a tank could just go in and like 1v15 and then he's by himself, he's over pushed, and then he dies, and I can't even heal through that damage. And then he's like, healer, Where's our healers? Where's our healers? Do you remember that when we're in? Yeah. Oh my God! So there was
like someone taking on a ridiculous crowd.
We're in a battleground, and what was it, like one or two people? Someone was saying like, "Where's our? If only we had healers," and we won that. And not only did we win it, we crushed them. It's like, why are they bitching? We're winning.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We even won, and we were doing like extremely well. It wasn't even close.
Oh my God!
And they were still bitching about the heals.
Yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve. We're playing an objective-based mode. There's teams, and you're winning, and there's still people finding time to be unhappy. Oh God, it's an MMO. Go try it. We can only do so much about actually talking about it, and I don't know if this podcast will be an exact, detailed, accurate analysis of all of this media. It's really just going to be, I guess, our like surface level,
our understanding of it, and what we enjoy about it, right?
And then the meals that we chose, that it's inspired from it. You barely fucking ate your food, so we're not really reviewing it.
Okay, you give a detailed analysis of the flavors. Go.
Okay, we'll vamp for like 5 seconds. I'm going to take 2 bites, and then I can give sort of an analysis.
I don't know what vamp means.
Okay, so sorry. That means just like stall, I guess.
Is that like
fill dead air?
Is that Gen Z slang?
I don't know. Have you never heard that?
Vamp? No.
Yeah, it just means fill dead air, which you're making me do now. So I can't eat the food.
You're welcome.
So fill dead air while I take another bite.
See, when you put this kind of pressure on me, can't do it. My mind goes blank. And then I want to talk about things that don't really relate or make sense.
Great. I found the perfect co-host. Awesome. Yeah, but I think it tastes pretty good. I mean,
you're supposed to take another bite.
I did.
Oh, okay. Now you're doing your detailed analysis. I'll sit back.
Jesus
I need to find myself something good to eat.
Oh my God.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. This guy stinks. That's really good. I mean, you can taste lobster. So if you like lobster or seafood, that's coming through it. My only problem, salt texture. But then you also get the pieces of lobster in it.
I've eaten raw seafood, remember?
When?
Your family made, I don't even know what it's called, and I grabbed it not knowing what it was. I took one bite, and I was like, I gotta keep a straight face. I can't let them know I'm about to just absolutely throw up everywhere.
Was it the poke?
Yeah.
Okay. She doesn't know the name, so when she just says raw seafood, it sounds like my family just in general fucking sucks at cooking.
Well, it's not sushi can be raw too. That's a thing, isn't it?
Sure, but there are names for this. Like raw sushi does have a name. You don't just call it raw sushi. And the same thing about the meal that she's talking about. She's talking about poke. My dad and my family, they're Polynesians, so one of the meals we like to make is raw seafood made with like minced veggies, sauce, and fish, which he hated.
Horrible. And then your sister tried to offer me more when I pawned it off to you. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Your family's so sweet, and they're always like, hey, you want to eat this? Do you want to eat this? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't like this food. Yeah. But I'm just like, oh, no, thank you.
Maybe one of these days I'll sort of convert you to some seafood. There's not any seafood you like other than shitty fish sticks. You like whitefish? Trout?
I remember eating salmon when I was growing up.
Salmon's not bad.
And I didn't dislike it.
Yeah, salmon's not that fishy.
But I think my mom undercooked it because I got food poisoning.
Ooh.
So now I'm just like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not eating that anymore.
Well, you won't have to worry about this because I use the shitty Walmart brand, which is already, I guess, pre-cooked. I want to say it again. Do not use Walmart lobster. Use actual fresh, high-quality lobster if you can. Pretty happy with how the color came out. It's like an actual bisque color. What do you think?
It's a nice color. Yeah. The whole thing, it looks really pretty. Probably could have been thicker. I can see what you're saying there.
For sure.
But you had to make it watery.
Yeah, so I mean, like I was saying earlier, I had to put in a fuck ton of water to make it not so salty that neither of us could eat it. And so that fucked up the texture. But when I didn't add water, it was pretty good texture.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn good. We got these.
Looks pretty, not pretty damn good.
All right. But we got these fancy bowls and stuff to put all of our meals in. Or we get it like raw.
Yeah, Ross. He wanted these fancy bowls, and I said, okay, we're going to go to Ross. And we walk in, he's like, we're not going to find that here. Don't you doubt me. We found multiple things that we needed there. Didn't your mom shop at Ross growing
that's
up
what
too?
I was getting
Poor
to.
people. We know where to go.
Did I not tell you about the story of my mom getting me cleats from Ross?
No. What's the story?
I used to go to Ross all the time with my mom because we were poor. And there was this one time where we went there to grab me basketball shoes. And I was a kid and young and dumb, so I didn't know what's actual like basketball shoes that you're supposed to wear. Or maybe I did, I just wasn't paying attention. Me and my mom ended up getting cleats for basketball.
Oh, cleats are like for baseball, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's baseball, soccer, and football.
Just like stuff outside.
I got cleats.
Oh no.
And to make it worse,
poor little guy.
And to make it worse, they were size, I think, 18, 16.
And what size do you wear, or did you wear at the time?
13.
So they were huge. You were with your mom when she found them?
Yes.
So you didn't know anything.
I didn't. I was just so stupid.
Oh.
And I got like size 16, 17. I don't know if you guys can reference shoe size, but 16 or 17 is fucking egregious. That's like Shaquille O'Neal shit. And what made it great is I would play rec basketball and I would play with those cleats. And I'm just wondering how many family members that would come watch those games see this tall, lerpy kid with just some goofy ass shoes. And I ran weird too. I had to kind of like do like a little run waddle down.
It's funny, but I feel like I need to cry.
Why?
Because you're just this poor sad little boy not realizing that your mom fucked up. And you didn't even correct her like, Mom, these are ginormous. You're just like, okay, yeah, this works.
Okay, that was, yes, that is correct. That was
your mom is scary though. I'd be scared to be like, Mom, this is wrong.
Yeah, and also she was getting me something nice and I don't know.
Pleats.
Well, she was attempting to get me something nice.
I know.
Even if it was the wrong thing. I don't think it's a sad story because one of my best friends was on another team and he
was like, look at this fucking idiot.
No, he was nice and didn't say anything. But we played against him and believe it or not, I actually scored 30 points on him.
Ah, sucker.
And so now I like to mention that to him every now and then that I absolutely styled on him with
cleats,
goofy shoes.
And he knew about the goofy shoes. Did he see them?
Dude, if he didn't, I would be so surprised. I mean, it's so they're cleats, so you could hear it on the floor when I'm running down.
This is why I feel sad. It's embarrassing.
Oh, who cares? It's rec ball. There's no stakes. Who gives a shit? Also, I'm sure people are just like, he's a dumb kid. Whatever.
Oh.
All right. Well,
I need to give how old are you? 16? I need to give a little 16-year-old.
No, I wasn't 16. If I was 16 and doing that, that would be kind of stupid.
Like 12?
13, 14, 15. Something like that. Not 15. But like 12, 13, 14. I feel like it started to sound more stupid. She didn't even fucking eat her food. She ate like one bite. What, 2?
Yeah.
Do a third one for the podcast.
All right, that's the episode. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, see you guys.